Welcome back to the Hofstra Dynasty, led by head coach Mike Francesa. Today we get into our third regular season game of the season against the 3-0 Georgia Tech Yellowjackets. As we kick this off, let's head down to our sideline reporter, who is also me, who's standing by with head coach Mike Francesa. Take it away. Alright, I'm here with coach Mike Francesa. Mike, what do you think about your team's preparedness for today's game?
It's as now can be. They are ready to get there.
Well, that was a whole lot of nothing. And how are you feeling about the opponent?
Now, act like losers. They have no plan like losers. And the people running the team, in my estimation, are losers.
Wow, Mike, those were some harsh words. Were you talking about the opposing coach there?
Should give him pom-poms, because all he is a glorified cheerleader who can't run an offense, who can't run a team.
Wow, it looks like this should be a good one, as Hofstra's already intercepted Georgia Tech. Back up to you guys. Wow, that was quite an interview, huh? Yes, Haynes King was picked off by Nico Solomon, the safety for Hofstra, his second interception of the year. Nico has definitely been Hofstra's biggest impact defender this year, I would say. And now Hofstra has the ball. It's 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. They run up the middle there for 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 now. Quarterback Tyler Olson lined up in the shotgun with a bunch set to his right, lined up tight. Takes the snap. It's an RPO that he throws out wide to his receiver, who's got a little bit of space. Gets 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. Now on 3rd and 3, they stay in that bunch set, but they flip it the other way. And Olson's going to be able to get this throw out to his tight end, McLawler. That'll be a 1st down for the Hofstra Pride. Now on 1st down, they come out in a empty set, actually. And Olson has 5 receivers out there. He tries to hit the deep post down the middle, and that is going to be incomplete. Now it's 2nd down and 10. Olson comes out in the go-go formation with 2 running backs to his right. They're going to throw this one out on the screen in the RPO to Keontae Tyson, who picks up just 3 yards on that one. Now on 3rd and 7, Olson sends his receiver in an orbit motion. They're going to hand this one off to Tyson on 3rd and 7, and he gets tackled for a 5-yard loss. Hofstra is going to have to punt here on their first drive. And on the punt, Georgia Tech hits the punter. I continue to forget to turn off that penalty, and it continues to actually only benefit us somehow. But I will turn it off as soon as I remember. But for this time, we will take the penalties when they come. So that will be 1st down, Hofstra. We will keep the ball here out at midfield. Now, Olson's going to roll out and extend the play with his legs and throw one up to his running back, Tyson, who makes a nice catch. Cuts back inside, and he's going to get all the way down to the 13-yard line. But hold on, they're going to review this one, see if he stepped out along the sideline. And you see Olson throws this one downfield to him. Hard to tell from that angle, but they are going to overturn it and move Hofstra back to the 21-yard line. On 1st and 10, we get a handoff to Strickland, and that goes for 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Now on 2nd down and 8, Hofstra comes back with trips to the field side, and they're going to motion one across. But Olson is going to be sacked, and that is going to be a big loss of 10 yards there, as that Georgia Tech pass rush was able to break through pretty quickly. Now it's going to be 3rd and 18 for Hofstra. Olson drops back, finds his man open on a slant route, hits him in stride for a catch, and that is going to pick up the 1st down for Hofstra. What a huge conversion there on 3rd and 18. On 1st and 10, they're going to hand this off to Strickland, and he's going to lose a couple yards back to the 13-yard line. Not sure what Georgia Tech was thinking there on that 3rd and long, allowing that play. But Francesa did tell us that the trips to the short side of the field is something that they wanted to experiment with more, as this swing pass out to Strickland goes in for a touchdown. A great run after the catch there by Strickland to get into the end zone as he gets tackled into the pylon, and Hofstra goes up 7-0 to start this one after the roughing the kicker penalty extends their drive. So a terrible start for Georgia Tech as they throw an interception on their 2nd or 3rd play of their drive, I believe, and then they commit a horrible roughing the kicker penalty. And you could not draw up a worse start for them. But now they've got the ball back, and they go counter. And they're only able to gain 3 yards there on first down. It'll be 2nd and 7. Haynes King in the gun here on 2nd and 7. He motions his running back to the right in a swing motion. They throw a screen out to him. Very similar to the play that Hofstra just ran for a touchdown. Possibly the same exact play, honestly. And now they're going to go trips to the boundary. I meant trips to the boundary before. I think I said trips to the field, which is the opposite of what I meant. And now Georgia Tech breaks off a huge run here on first down as they get all the way out to the Hofstra 44-yard line with that big run off the right side right there. Hofstra's going to need Tech to make a lot more mistakes like the ones they've made thus far if they're going to win this game. Now on first down, Haynes King's going to keep this on the read option, and he's going to lose a yard as Hofstra was all over that one. Haynes King is a very strong threat to run the ball, as anybody who watched that opener against Florida State saw, or probably any of Georgia Tech this year thus far. And in this dynasty, Tech is off to an excellent start to this season, as it's now 3rd and 11 for Tech. Haynes King is going to roll out to his right. He's going to throw back to the other side. And he's going to find a man. What a play for Georgia Tech. That is going to be a long touchdown as Tech is going to tie this one up on a huge play there, as Hofstra just does not have the athletes on the back end right now to stay with receivers for too long. And Tech was able to take advantage of that and get a equalizing score here as they kick this back off. And Keontae Tyson breaks free. Keontae Tyson is loose down the sideline. They are not going to catch him. Hofstra's going to go all the way on this kickoff. They're going to take it back. And Georgia Tech gives that touchdown right back to Hofstra. These fans are going wild here in James M. Schwartz Stadium. What a return by Keontae Tyson, the fastest player on this team, which is not saying a whole lot, but he is 91 speed. And he showed it there as he ran away from the Georgia Tech defenders once he got a crease, and they are back in front 14-7. Now anyway, yes, Tech is off to quite an impressive start this season. They won their opener against Florida State in this dynasty. I know they did that in real life also, but in this dynasty as well. They also have a win over Oklahoma State. Since I regenerated our schedule, it regenerated everyone's out-of-conference schedule. So Georgia Tech played a game against Oklahoma State, and then they won their 3rd game as well. I believe that was a conference game. I want to say Boston College, but they are 3-0 with a pretty solid resume that they bring with them here to Hempstead, Long Island. But they are on the ropes right now as we wind down the first quarter, as they hand this one off, and will pick up a few, and it'll be 3rd and 5 when we start the second quarter. So Hofstra capitalizing on some mistakes early by Georgia Tech, an interception, a roughing the kicker penalty, some poor kickoff coverage, and Tyler Olson has played well to go along with that, and they have a 14-7 lead here early. As Haynes King is going to take another deep shot, not typically his MO, and it's going to be intercepted again. That's going to be Blue, the cornerback, running back with this one out to the 44-yard line, where Hofstra will be set up with the football here early in the second quarter as Georgia Tech throws its 2nd interception of the game. Now Olson takes the snap and throws the bubble screen out to Scooter Page on the RPO, and that's going to be a nice gain for Hofstra to get them up to the 48-yard line of Georgia Tech across midfield. Then he comes back underneath to CJ Peaks for just a gain of 2. Now at the 46-yard line, Hofstra comes back in the empty quads look to the left. Olson audibles and then throws underneath on a drag to McLawler, who is able to get a Hofstra first down to the 37-yard line. Now they come back in this quads formation again, and Olson will keep it on the QB blast, and we'll get 6 yards. Now it'll be 2nd and 4. On 2nd and 4, Olson will send his receiver around him in an orbit motion. And he will hand this one off to Strickland on the RPO, and he will take this up the middle. It'll now be 3rd and 2 after a 6-yard gain. Now a little play-action screen here out to Strickland, who's able to find some daylight and get forward down to the 22-yard line. Good for another Hofstra first down. Now on first down, Olson will hand it off to Strickland up the middle, and he gets a good 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 3 now. Clock running here in the second quarter, 3:40 on the clock. Olson will bring his receiver around in an orbit motion once again. He will take the snap and drop back. Tries to throw this underneath, but the defender converges quickly. Hits the receiver and the ball falls incomplete. Now it's 3rd and 3 for Hofstra. Trips to the right in a pistol look. Olsen keeps this on the RPO read, meets a couple tacklers, stays up, and falls forward for the first down. Some good tough running there by Tyler Olsen. Olsen has a bunch of family members in attendance today, so you know he wants to play well in front of them. And this would certainly be a signature win for Mike Francesa to start off his coaching career, especially after the comments he made in that interview at the start of this game. Now Hofstra in a heavy pistol look. Hand this one off to Strickland up the middle, but he does not get far, just a 1-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now. They stay in this pistol look and bring a tight end across in motion. It's going to be a stretch run off the left side, and Strickland is only going to get 1 yard. It's now 4th and 3 from the 3-yard line. They can technically get a first down as they run this one down to the 2-minute warning. Now, after the 2-minute warning, they come out, and on the RPO read, Olsen hands it off to Strickland, who gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Hofstra once again back on the board, back in the end zone. And they certainly have Georgia Tech on the ropes now, as Hofstra is an extra point away from going up 21-7. Nobody expected this. Georgia Tech has thrown 2 interceptions. Hofstra has returned a kickoff for a touchdown. Georgia Tech committed a back-breaking roughing the kicker penalty on Hofstra's first drive of the game. And it doesn't matter who you're playing, you just can't make mistakes like that and expect to stay in a good position. So now with 1:58 on the clock, Hofstra will kick this back to Georgia Tech, and we'll see if they can get on the board before the half. Hofstra will get the ball to start the second half, as Tech got the ball first and then threw an interception on one of their first plays. Now Haynes King comes back out. Looks like a little bit of a mesh concept. He throws underneath to his receiver on the run, who gives tons of space out to the 45-yard line. Plenty of time now for Georgia Tech. 1:48 on the clock at the 45-yard line. King drops back to pass. He's going to look to take off, and he's going to be able to run forward for a first down to the plus 44 now into Hofstra territory. So in very quick order, Georgia Tech is picking up some nice yards against Hofstra here. But perhaps I spoke too soon, as Hofstra is able to get in there for a sack on first down, and that is a loss of 9 back to the 47-yard line. And on 2nd and 19, Haynes King's pass is incomplete, and it's now going to be 3rd and 19 for Georgia Tech. King drops back. King steps back. He surveys the field. Hofstra only rushes 3. He launches one to the end zone. That is intercepted once again by Hofstra. Just some terrible decision-making by Haynes King in this half, as he has put the ball in harm's way 3 times, and Hofstra has picked them all off. So now Hofstra will have the ball with 1:12 left in the first half, as they come out 5 wide and hit a nice corner route down the sideline out to the 38-yard line. A gain of 18 right there. They come back in the quads look, and Williamson is beating his man on the left side. That ball is going to be caught on the run, and he is going to run into the end zone. They're not going to catch him. That is going to be a 62-yard touchdown. And just like that, Hofstra is right now on the brink of taking a 28-7 lead against Georgia Tech. This is a shocker, folks. Nobody expected this. This game is far from over, but Georgia Tech has done an amazing job of digging themselves in a hole here, and Hofstra has jumped all over it. They are out 28-7 now late in the first half. And Hofstra gets down and makes a great tackle on the kickoff as they pin Georgia Tech down at their own 12-yard line. Now first down, Haynes King comes back out. He drops back to pass. Again, the protection quite good. He takes off to run, and he will get a first down. And Georgia Tech will call a timeout here with 53 seconds on the clock. Now on first down, King drops back and almost throws another one there. That was close, but that ball is knocked away and falls harmlessly to the turf. Haynes King is lucky that that one isn't going the other way. Now it's 2nd and 10. King again on the run and again takes off, and he is down the sideline. Quite a good gain here, out of bounds into Hofstra territory at the 47-yard line with 41 seconds left. That was a huge gain on the run for Haynes King. Now King drops back again and takes off once again and slides down at about the 41-yard line, and Georgia Tech will take a timeout with 36 seconds left. So King doing a lot of damage with his legs. That's what he's known for. His arm has gotten him into some trouble thus far tonight, but he completes a pass there for a first down. Now trips to the left for Haynes King. He's going to drop back to pass. And he's going to swing this one out to the running back on the run upfield, who is going to get very close to a first down, but not quite there. It's going to be 2nd and inches with 16 seconds left. Clock running now. And the ball just hits his receiver with 10 seconds left now. It's 3rd and inches. So they're probably going to have to attempt a field goal after this. King swings it out to the left, and Pace is able to make an incredible tackle in space. Get that very talented running back on the ground and move them back 3 yards even and force a field goal attempt here at the end of the first half. And Georgia Tech's kick is up, and it is good. It is 28-10 now as we hit halftime. Well, actually, there's still 2 seconds left on the clock, and Georgia Tech has to kick off. We'll take our chances since we already made magic happen once, but not again this time. Lightning does not strike twice, so now it is halftime here in Hempstead, New York at James M. Schwartz Stadium. And as we reach halftime, I gotta tell you, when Mike Francesa said those things at the start, I did not think he was going to be able to back them up. I thought that, you know, maybe with some bulletin board material, although I guess the game had already started, so I don't know how they would hear it. But, yeah, I mean, that was quite a half from Hofstra. As we see the replay here of that long touchdown to Williamson. Just really a very favorable breaks for Hofstra. And they were able to capitalize on it. Olsen played excellently. And if they can just control the clock a little more, they've got to feel like they've got a good chance to win this one. As Georgia Tech kicks this one off to start the second half, we are underway here. A nice little return to almost get through the first wave out to the 19, which he is not quite able to. He gets tackled. Now in the flex bone to start the second half is Hofstra. And Olsen pitches out to Tyson, who gets a solid gain of 6 on first down. Now back in the flex bone again on second down. This is the only time Olsen ever gets under center in the flex bone. They run a counter option. This time he's able to make a late pitch out to Tyson, who gets upfield again and gets 13 yards on that one. A pretty nice gain. Now back into a pistol look for Hofstra. They're going to hand this off to Strickland. He gets forward for a few yards, but there is a flag on the play. It looks like number 60, McDonald, is the guilty party. It's going to be holding. And obviously, Georgia Tech will accept that penalty, and that will back up Hofstra. It's now 1st and 19. Olsen takes the snap, fakes it to the running back, and runs up the middle and gets a pretty solid gain. Gets a lot of that yardage back. It's now going to be 2nd and 10. I guess he got all of that yardage back. Now they go quads to the right. He's going to throw underneath to CJ Peaks on a drag route, and he gets 9 yards. Now 3rd and 1. So nice job by Hofstra to recover here and give themselves a chance to convert as they run the QB blast, and Olsen does indeed convert. They're now in the plus territory at the 45-yard line of Georgia Tech, right on the Hofstra logo. Olsen audibles to a different play and then finds his man on the right side on the corner route. That's CJ Peaks, who makes a nice catch along the sideline. Olsen continues his rather strong outing here. Now on an RPO read, Olsen going to keep this one again. He's able to run forward for 3 yards before getting tackled. And now Hofstra going to go back to the PA screen. This time it looks like Strickland is going to be dragged down out in space. He's going to lose some yardage. Hofstra running with the chew clock now as we're approaching 1 minute left in the third quarter already. 3rd and 12 though. Underneath to McLawler. He's not going to get close to the first down. Hofstra looks like they're comfortable settling for a field goal here. Now let's see. Kicking can be a bit of an adventure here. And the accuracy looked pretty solid, but I guess the meter just wasn't lined up correctly as Hofstra misses this one wide right. And so after all that time off the clock, all those plays, Hofstra comes away with nothing. But it's still a 3-score game, and they did eat up a lot of clock. So I would say overall still productive, but you would have liked to get points there. 2nd down and 4 now as Georgia Tech's got to get going as they're running out of time here. And here they come in a jet motion. Haynes King is going to throw the ball, and he finds his running back out of the backfield. And his running back makes a huge play, gets all the way into Hofstra territory at the 40-yard line. That's another big gain. So Georgia Tech has been able to create some chunk plays in between the 20-yard lines, but once getting close, they've either turned it over or had to settle for field goals, except for the one touchdown they do have. And so that'll do it for the third quarter. Hofstra tried to eat up as much of that one as they could. As you see, a huge advantage in time of possession, but Georgia Tech has averaged more yards per play, and by a full 1.1 yard, although 7.4 yards per play is still quite good. So the Hofstra offense has been successful today. On 2nd and 7, Haynes King throws, and they completes this for a gain of 6 yards. It'll now be 3rd and 1. Hofstra has a lot of defenders up on the line of scrimmage now expecting run, and they get it. They're able to hit the running back in the backfield, but he breaks the tackle, and nobody else is there to clean it up, and he is able to weave through traffic into the end zone, and that will be a touchdown for Georgia Tech. They are on the board again now, and it is a 28-17 game. So this one not over yet, as they score in the very beginning of the fourth quarter. We now have an 11-point game, and yeah, Hofstra could blow this one quickly if they don't manage this well. They come back with the trips to the right look. They're going to run a power read where Olsen keeps it, and he's got a big hole up the middle, and he is able to get another nice gain with his legs. 13-yard gain out to the 32. Now they'll come back in the same formation, again running clock. Olsen keeps this on a read option, but he loses a yard actually there. Now Hofstra with a stack to the left. Olsen is going to hand this off on the slow mesh to Strickland, who picks up 4 yards. It's now 3rd and 7. Now, what does Hofstra have on 3rd and 7? They're going to call a screen pass to get this out to Strickland, and he's able to make some moves and run away from some defenders for a gain of 4 yards. It is now 4th and 3. Hofstra will go for it here. Let's see what they dial up here. You know we love mesh. Olsen throws this one underneath. McLawler makes a nice catch, gets upfield, breaks a tackle, and gets a nice gain out to the 50-yard line for a first down on 4th and 3, and that clock will keep running. Hand off to Strickland again, but he is met pretty immediately, and he will lose 1 yard. Now in the tackle over formation, we go RPO read and throw the bubble screen out and make a wonderful play with Scooter Page, but it looks like it's going to get called back as 71 is guilty of holding. I don't know what you were doing, my man. It was a bubble screen. You could have just dropped on the floor into the fetal position and the play would have still worked the same. But unfortunately, it is 2nd and 21, and Hofstra is very much set back now. Georgia Tech brings heat, and Olsen tries to throw one up to his tight end, but gets hit as he throws and isn't able to get the pass off. Again, Tech rushes in, and Olsen has a man wide open and releases the pass downfield. He had a perfectly clean pocket, and if he hits that throw, it is a touchdown, but he just misses his man. And Hofstra's going to have to punt this one back to Georgia Tech. Tyler Olsen was so close to putting this one on ice. If he hits that throw, this is a 35-17 game, and we're talking about Hofstra blowing out Georgia Tech today. But instead, Tech has the ball back under 2 minutes, and they will take their first timeout here, so they now have 2 timeouts remaining. 2nd down and 3, they need 11 points to tie or more to take the lead. Haynes King back to throw, and he seemed to get bumped as he threw that one, and that affected the release, and the ball luckily falls harmlessly next to a Hofstra linebacker. Now on 3rd and 3, Hofstra brings an extra rusher who does not get there in time. King is able to get it out to an open receiver, and they are able to get up to the 43-yard line. That'll be a first down for Georgia Tech. And King releases this one over the middle for another completion there, down to the 32-yard line of Hofstra, as Georgia Tech is advancing rather quickly, but perhaps not quickly enough. King hits Singleton down to the 20-yard line, down to the 18, and they're now in the red zone. Now Tech in a double stack with 2 receivers stacked on each side of the formation out wide. And Tech is able to find an open receiver in the end zone along the sideline for a touchdown. Haynes King finds his man for a score. It's now 28-23. They're going for 2. Right at the goal line, he makes the catch and gets stopped, but they do not give it to him. It's 28-23. It will stay. Now Tech on the onside kick. Gets the high bounce. It goes right over the first line's head into the hands of Scooter Page. who will fall onto the ground, sort of, get tackled. And now Hofstra is just one first down away from a huge win. Got to be the biggest win in program history. As they will rocket toss it out to Keontae Tyson, who gets a huge 9-yard gain on first down. So now it just looks like one more yard to seal it. As they go Wildcat here, but do not get it. It's 3rd and inches. At this point, the game tried to get me to kneel it out on 3rd and inches, even though mathematically that wouldn't work. I'm curious if it would have ran down the clock like it normally does, but I didn't try it. I just went for the first down because I recognized that mathematically we were not in a kneel down position. It would have been 4th down with like 57 seconds on the clock. But anyway, we got the first down. We took the knee on the next play, and we did it. Mike Francesa gets the biggest win of his career. Hofstra gets the biggest win of their program history. Tyler Olson played absolutely fantastic today, completing 83% of his passes for 2 touchdowns, throwing almost 10 yards per attempt. Just an awesome performance. We were certainly helped along the way by Georgia Tech, but still, we took advantage of their mistakes. We played clean football. We did not turn the ball over, and we were able to eke out a close win against a much better opponent. As you see, they outgained us, even though we ran 46 plays. They ran 28 plays, so we ran 18 more plays than them, but they had more yards than us. But we were efficient on 3rd down and 4th down. We went 3 for 3. I mean, that's a combined 9 for 14. That's pretty amazing. There's Olson's stat line, 20 of 24 for 236 yards, 83% complete, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He ran 11 times for 41 yards. You have to also keep in mind he got sacked at least once. Other than that, the run game wasn't super efficient, but receivers were solid. CJ Peaks had a good game, and Williamson had that huge catch to get the touchdown at the end of the half. That was humongous for us. Obviously, we needed every last score we got. The kickoff return was also huge for us, and I think helped. That's the sort of thing that definitely goes a long way towards pulling an upset. And we landed some commitments, as you saw there, from Rosenfels and from that tight end as well. So I think we have 5 commitments now, which I think might be the most in the country, which is not something I've ever had before. At this stage, at least. So setting up some visits. We're going to get that 4-star quarterback in. I think that's a guy that we really, really would love to get on the team. He would almost certainly be our starter next year. Looking ahead to this game against Rutgers, they got smoked by Notre Dame, but they beat an FCS team. Mike Francesa's got a couple of upgrades we can make. We're going to do the line, or the secondary and the defensive line as well. Let's take a quick peek at the top 25. We've got Ohio State, Texas, Oregon, Alabama, and Penn State in the top 5. And as we finish out this video, I want to thank you all for watching, but we're going to take a quick peek at the our player stats for the season now. As Olson is at 5 TDs and 9 picks as he tries to redeem himself from the first game. Tyson appears to be our more efficient rusher thus far. Nobody is yet to get 10 receptions, but CJ Peaks at 189 yards and a touchdown. Also, nobody has multiple touchdowns, but we are distributing the ball well. That means to me. Nico Solomon leads the team in tackles and interceptions. Chase Freeman has 5 tackles for a loss. Through 3 games, we have a lot of interceptions. What is that? That's 6 picks in 3 games. Well, Haynes King was giving out gifts left and right. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Come back next time when we take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights as they travel across New York City to Long Island.